Welcome, adventurers from across time and space. 5 creators have been brought together from across the internet for one purpose and one purpose alone: to travel through time and have a good time doing it. When big changes happen to the timeline, the change attracts other time travelers like gravity. They won't be able to move past it until they fix whatever was messed up. So our heroes are stuck together, but only for the time being. Real quick, let's reintroduce our cast of characters before we jump back into the story as it was going.
Hi, my name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins and my website, which is pixiesandpins.com. And I've got like a whole lot of stuff going on all over the corners of the interwebs in game development and actual play. So go find me there. And today I'm going to be playing Elena Rhodes, who is a Hollywood starlet who is also somehow a time traveler.
Hi, I'm Stella Cheeks. You can find me all over the internet doing podcasts and in real life taking my pants off for money.
So good.
That's not inaccurate.
Nope.
My character's name is Aixa Zalar. She is a time traveler from space.
From space.
Hey, I'm Ben. I'm a DJ, a photographer, and just regular nerd. I'm playing Mason Rockwell. He's a mountain of a man, but he's got a soft heart, and he is a down-on-his-luck private eye who thinks that this is all a drunken stupor, but it turns out that it's actually real, and he is in ancient Mesopotamia right now.
Whoops.
My name is Omar Burgos, a.k.a. Tailweaver. You can find me on tailD20s.com, and I am playing the feline cat Ferro. Viscaterius miarecon felinius Percival. But you can call me Whiskers.
Let us begin with Whiskers, who has just discovered a strange person on the battlefield between Akkad and Kish. You had just decided that you were going to split off from the battle to take Frizz Quilang somewhere. I think that for the sake of comedy that you probably overmastered Frizz and got to choose where you were going to go because that's how cats work. Where do you think you go with Frizz? Do you head over towards the medical tents where you know that your other time travelers went? Or would you like to explore a different part of this battlefield?
He's too vain to have noticed them. He's not used to running into the other time travelers. He is going to head over to the medical tent, but to the back, so it's private. So they could probably easily hear and see this. But he's not aware of them quite yet, as he just hops off of Sargon and just walks expecting him to follow. Yeah. He puffed up and he just like pitter-patters because he's used to being in the desert. That's his domain.
The world is your sandbox.
Exactly. He scratches a little bit. Probably uses like a little sandbox. And before making his way over to the back, the less crowded area or private area of the medical tent. And I'm sure that these tents are made out of like the thinnest of material, so their shadows could probably be seen and they could probably be overheard by anyone actually easily, listening.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, so we join you in this tent as I think you probably were able to just sort of skitter in, but Frizz has to pull aside the edge of the tent, and we get to see him in profile as the light hits him from behind. And I think that you can tell that there is something about the way that this guy looks that is more than his physical body. The outline that you see as he pulls the curtain of the tent away is different from the outline that you would see without that silhouette effect.
So I could definitely tell this is, even though he looks like he's from here, he's most likely not. There's something extraordinary than...
Yeah, there's an illusion going on of some sort. Yeah.
God.
And it's not like he's significantly bigger or smaller, just like the outline is different.
As he walks over and over there, before he even speaks, he immediately turns around and gets on his like sits up and upright with his paws in front as he stares daggers at Frizz Quilang. So, let's cut to the chase, as they say. Who are you, and how did you get here? The Eye of Horus shows me what you truly are. And kind of, because he doesn't really see, he's kind of bluffing a little bit, but he's trying to call him out and see how he responds.
Yeah, let's go ahead and draw for that. Let's.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! I beat you by 1.
Wow! I drew a 2, and Omar got a 3. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I think you're able to absolutely overmaster this guy. And he is not going to call your bluff on this. If you're so clever, then I suppose you'll know that I am a time traveler, not from this place. And so, as I assume you also are not, I must implore you not to mess up the timeline with your shenanigans. Something is already amiss here.
Yes, of course I've known. I'm the great Pharaoh Buscateris Miarek and Felinius Percival. I knew you were a time traveler. As he tries to play it off. Well,
Look,
then.
if you are not from this time, and I am not from this time, and that woman with the camera crew is not from this time, then that tells me that something is very, very wrong here.
What woman with the camera crew? Who? As he searches around searching for this other anomaly that could be here, because for all you know, that's what he has to stop as well.
I don't know how you missed them, but they are probably in one of the other medical tents.
I like to think in the background you just hear me and Elena going, ah!
Yeah, absolutely. Neither Whiskers nor Frizz actually bothered to look around the room that they are currently in.
In my brain, you guys were literally right next to my bed.
We certainly could be like no more than like 5 feet away or something.
You ducked in the back and
there's priests in the way, and all of this sheer self-importance. Just a huge wall of self-importance.
I do want to ask him, aren't you the one who made those composite bows? They don't belong here.
What do you mean? The bows that are here are perfect. The bows that are here are the ones that belong here. I'm certain of it.
No, I'm certain that you are incorrect.
How could they have composite bows this early in history? That's wild. What madness?
You are an idiot, aren't you?
You're an idiot.
Composite bows were not invented for many, many years. And you have brought it here, and you are the one who is effing up the timeline.
I think this will be the thing that attracts the attention of everybody else if you haven't already caught on to them. As he goes, what? I have never been so insulted. I take great pains to ensure that all of my travelings through time are flawless. I've never stepped on a single blade of grass that wasn't already bent.
Elena from feet away.
Literally right there.
Just so close. It's just going to go, hey, you're saying stuff so close to these priests here who are definitely from here. Maybe we don't. Did nobody read the script? Nobody You're saying the secret part out loud, my man.
I think we get the comedy beat of him like looking at Whiskers, looking at you, looking at Whiskers, looking at you, like hard flips.
Whisker blushes a little bit. Strange cat blushing, realizing that.
Fine, perhaps I'm not immaculate. Well,
Right.
then you led us here. Let's find a different, quieter tent. The command tent is probably empty right now. Well, Sargon is out on the battle. What?
All right.
I am his trusted advisor.
No, you're... Sure. Super trusted. I'm with you. Lead away. I mean, we don't know where to go.
That's right. You don't. You'd be lost without me. Don't forget it. He like turns and huffily leaves.
Did not say that. Just gonna follow out.
Before you get up, I just offered to, because I think the fail part is me ripping out the thing, but then I do like a pretty okay patching up, and then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need me to carry you, or can you walk on your own?
I think I'm okay. I think I can walk. Who's
The cat?
Is that your friend? Broody friend in the corner?
Is not my
Broody.
friend.
Is it raining
I think
on
the
him
cloud follows
currently?
him.
What's happening?
It might be his time travel device.
Oh.
Somehow there's a slat
interesting.
of light across your eyes.
Just right across. What's your name?
I peek out from the shadow. I'm a Mason.
Hey, Mason. I'm Elena. This is Aixa.
I've spoken.
We're not
to
from
her.
here.
Yeah,
Cool. You want to go follow the cat with us, or?
I guess you also see the cat. We're just confirming that.
Just like as soon as you said, I guess she turns around and walks out the back of the tent.
I think the cameraman leans over to you and says, "Just pretend we're not here."
Oh, I haven't even noticed you guys at all. I have not been paying. So many other weird shit has been happening. Did you guys see the cat?
Yeah, we see the cat. Sorry, Stella, go ahead.
Just for flavor, when I wave to Mason, my hand is definitely still a little covered in blood. My like weird hand. And then I notice the blood on it, and then I start cleaning up and follow Elena out.
Probably really stand out on your like super pale skin too. Amazing. All right, so let's cut to the command tent of Sargon the Great, as you guys sort of all trail your way over, following. Trail your way following Quilang. So I think this tent is pretty opulent. You know, this is the tent of somebody who fancies himself a conqueror on the eve of his first conquering. He's done a lot of like political machinations before this moment, but this is him cementing his legacy sort of thing. So he brought all his stuff. As you come into this tent, there's like a couch and a table and a bench and a bunch of like boxes to store his shit in, and probably like clothes on whatever the Mesopotamian equivalent of a hanger is. And he's probably got like an outfit for accepting the surrender of the commander of the Kish forces set aside, with like a headdress and the whole deal that's different somehow from the fancy war headdress that he was wearing just a second ago. Like this is a space that is just full of expectation.
I would love to say that somehow in the walkover, Elena's team has changed her.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
She's not torn and bloody anymore.
You were off camera for a moment. That's enough. Yeah.
Correct.
Do you think you're in a totally different outfit now?
100%.
Or are you in the same outfit? Okay. So it's not a continuity error.
No,
you
no,
have
no.
done a costume change.
Yeah, this is the change into the white dress in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Right. So she then that'll, when that gets messed up, then we'll see her in another costume. So she's just like moved on to something else now.
I love it. Okay, fantastic. So you come into this very opulent space, and Frizz sort of wheels on you as soon as you come through the door. Who do we think is the first one to like part the tent flaps? Not a euphemism.
Whiskers was definitely following behind quickly. He would part it, but he's a cat, so it's not parted very much.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a big parting.
But he has
there's a small little part at the bottom.
Oh, actually, can I rewind that? He would stop before entering, waiting for someone to part it for him.
Oh, yes!
And he waits expectingly.
Nice.
Yep.
I would argue that maybe it's one of Elena's crew that parts it.
Oh, I like it. So you get like a big dramatic silhouette moment before you walk in.
Yeah. Elena and the cat at her feet. Surprised suddenly. I don't know how that happened, but she's embracing it.
All right. The cat in a headdress, mind you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be a regular cat. She wouldn't share billing with a regular cat.
Very interesting silhouette of the two of you in this doorway. So as you come into this room, I think this is the final card in our conflict spread.
Oh.
This is how we end this conflict.
Oh, it's
Not great.
Don't think it is good for me.
Ooh.
Got King of Clubs.
All right.
6.
4
my
of dog
God.
paws.
Okay, we got a 4 of puppy paws, a 3 of puppy paws, 6 of diamonds, and a king of puppy paws. I have a 6 of spades. So ultimately, you are all going to come out on top by virtue of that king.
Woo!
But everybody else
Thanks,
is getting
buddy.
taxed. So
It's Ty.
take
Ty
5
goes to
off
the
the top
runner.
of your
Who's the
deck.
runner?
Ty goes to the player.
So then I don't.
Oh, yeah, so you don't get taxed, correct.
I got taxed earlier. I was like, I'll take another arrow, I guess. I just put this on.
Your poor costumer.
Yeah, right?
Just
Now, for those of you who are getting taxed, keep in mind that whatever penalty you're taking in this moment can be emotional. You know, you're going to take a blow to your pride or whatever. We can figure out what that is in the play, in the storytelling of it. But ultimately, I think it's going to come down to Mason and Elena to win the day. But obviously, all 4 of you are going to participate in this final scene between you and Frizz. So I know that Frizz is trying to get you guys to go away. But of course, we all know that in order to do that, you have to clear the whatever's wrong with time.
Mm-hmm.
So he has sort of a complicated goal in this scene. What are you guys trying to do? And what do we think the story is that gets us there?
I do think that at least Wiz is trying to kind of make sure he use him to do what he did, to convince him to talk to Sargon, get all the weapons back, and leave is his game. Like, do the work for him, basically.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Elena's pretty sure that he's the thing that's causing us, like, that's causing the problem. Like, you're cocking it up, dude. Probably from being maybe a pompous idiot. So I think she wants to just, like, find out what he wants so she can pretend to give it to him so he'll leave.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Mason just wants to find a way to get home or just figure out what's going on. And he's noticing that his companions are, like, very much focused on Frizz and, like, eyeing it up and down. So he's like, his training's kicked in. And it's like, okay, this is maybe not an enemy, but this is definitely like an adversary. Because if my so-called allies are looking at him with scrutiny, maybe I need to be kind of figuring out what's going on as well.
And I like something has just occurred to me that I think makes sense in this moment that will help us tell this story. Mason's a detective,
Mm-hmm.
right? He
Mm-hmm.
interviews and interrogates people as a job. I think Mason can spot a guy lying from a mile away. And this dude has not said anything true in like 5 minutes.
Interesting.
There is something he knows that he is intentionally not telling you. So I think that maybe the storytelling that we want to do in this moment is, how do we get to the answer of what he's lying about? Like, how do you break him?
I kind of want to, because this will play into my failure here.
Yeah.
If Whiskers will hop on, let's say if there's a table or something there, just to bring himself to closer to the level of everyone, because he also doesn't trust this character and is trying to get him to do this.
Yeah.
So, Frizz Quilang, you have done something that must be reversed. You and your idiocy have caused a mess, and I need you to, and then the camera crew with their like glass cameras, as the sun is kind of hitting in there, is bouncing off a small beam of light, and he says, and if you do not do what I say, I will. Wait a second. My dreaded nemesis has returned. You will not escape me this time. And then
oh my God,
jump.
It's so good.
Out of it. Just, no. And he's distracted, so he is not helping in the situation at all.
Love it so much.
Yep. Gotta chase that light.
And then with my success, I think I'm gonna step in where Whiskers and just slam my giant fist on the table. I'm like, all right, Frizz, come on, let's talk. Yes. Man to man. What's going on? What do you not hold it? Like, are you supposed to be here? Are you like us, just kind of out of time? What's going on here?
I don't know what you're talking about. What you could possibly be insinuating? You all, if there are 7 of us here, 8 of us here. I don't know why you would think I'm the one causing this time jam.
You gave them all the weapons. You just loudly said in the other tent that you gave them all of the wrong weapons.
I gave them those weapons to fix it.
They're not the right weapons.
How could they possibly be using the composite bow in this time of history? Really? Do you really think that that's something they're capable of here?
Look, pal, I can spot a lie a mile away, and you haven't said a truthful thing since we entered this tent, or since we met you, so...
Yeah, and you did something to the cat.
The cat came that way. I didn't do anything to that cat.
Well...
If anything, that cat has done things to me. Can we...
Hold on. I'm going to pull my camera crew aside and ask to... Can you roll it back, please? I want to see what he was doing.
Oh, I like this. That is a cool concept. What are we looking for? Whatever
he's hiding from us. Whatever's making him so squirrely.
See if he caught it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a card pull. Let's see if your camera crew caught.
Do a card pull. Come on, puppy feet. Dang it.
By 1.
Yeah, by 1.
All right.
The card
Neville,
says,
no,
best
Neville,
wishes, perhaps not the best way to say goodbye.
No, Neville, it is not your fault. You are supposed to be, you're right, you are supposed to be focused on me, and you were doing your job, and you're doing a wonderful job. I know, I understand that, and I know that, and you're doing great. But like, I know,
okay,
but
thank you.
We talked about like when I'm doing like costume changes and stuff, it's okay for you to get B-roll, and maybe like he clearly identified himself as a bad guy in the film, right?
It's okay gone to get close-ups of the bad guy.
No, it's okay. Hey, you are doing so good, and I know that this is like kind of new for you because it, we just promoted you up to your own DP, but like I'm really proud of you. Okay.
Thank you. If I'd known we were going to do battle scenes, I'd have brought the wide lens.
No, I know. What did we say? Always bring the wide lens. What did we say? Always bring your whole kit, right? That's what we say at the beginning.
Yeah, we did say that at the last meeting.
I know, and that's okay.
I thought we were...
I know.
Yeah,
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Let's bring it back in. Back to 1, right? Back to 1.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Let's just say if we could just reset the light a little bit over with the boat. Thank you so much. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Less on me if I could just hop in. Less light on me.
A little bit less on
that'd be
Mason.
great.
Hey, Mason, you know what? If you want to do that, if you could just we'll soft focus you. We'll rack you out, right? You'll be a little out of focus. Would that be okay? Great.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah.
So back to you. Frizz is your name? Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Great. Okay, cool. What is it that you were hiding?
I bet you've got a super normal name.
I was asking a very normal question. You made it weird. You're the one that made it weird.
Why is it always me? Why is it always me with you guys?
My name's Aixa, just in the middle of this conversation.
See? Perfectly normal name.
Aixa is a delight. They pulled an arrow out of my leg, and you have only caused me problems. What is it that you are hiding from us?
I don't think I like your tone.
Oh, but my tone is perfectly appropriate for what is going on here. So, tell me what you're hiding.
What do you think you do to push him? Like, do you have any leverage on him or anything you want to do aside from just sort of insisting? What is...
Yeah, he looks really just uncomfortable in general. Is that correct?
Yeah, this room has made him very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to walk around, gesture at my camera crew. Obviously, they're going to follow me around. I'm just going to start touching everything. And I'm going to, like, pick up something and, like, it's breakable and, like, toss it up and down. And, like, this is not his stuff. Just, like, start, like looking like, oh, maybe I'll drop it. Oh, too bad. Like, just sort of
that
like
is good ratcheting.
Just messing with stuff. And then probably wind my way around until I'm like very in his space. Just right up in there. You know, I feel like you're hiding something, and I think you want something from us. Seems very much like you want us to leave. And, like, we're not going to leave until we know what's going on. You need to tell us.
I have this under control. If you would all just go into the city, enjoy a roasted meat on a stick.
Gonna put my hand on his chest. Frizz. No. You gotta tell us. I moved the camera. That cat's gonna come back in just a moment.
Yeah. And I lean in and I point to Aixia's bloody hands and I'm like, we have ways of making you talk, okay? That's what happened to the last person that withheld information from us. She can manipulate circulatory systems. Is that what you want? You want your circular system all fucked up? She can do that.
I think he's going to make eye contact with Aixa and be like, clearly you are the sane one here. Can you help me to help all of you? If you want to leave, you need to let me fix this.
I think because I pulled a low card and I technically failed, that maybe I'm not picking up on the fact that he's a villain. And I'm like, we're all time travelers. We're all on the same team.
Yeah.
So I will just say, well, that's why we're here. We're here to fix this. How are we supposed to fix this?
It's an excellent question. She knows what's up.
Look, if I tell you what's going on, will you stop juggling that vase?
Sure.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure that one's in a museum.
Well, maybe.
We're just gonna put it down on the table and let...
You first.
I have come here to write a book on war. Tactics, technologies, techniques. In my time, all of the wars have already happened. So we don't have a lot of writing about it. But
Elena slowly puts it down.
I was the one who convinced them to use the wooden bows.
I'm so sorry.
Because
did you create
some other time traveler has been here and given them the wrong bows. See, there you are. Haha, not my fault.
You created some sort of time jam that is calling a whole bunch of time travelers here for a book deal?
Technically, he said he was just writing a book. He does not have an advance.
Do you not even have an advance?
Look, it's hard to get published at the end of time.
Are you writing this on spec?
There's not a lot of people printing or reading books.
Frizz.
What?
Did you come back here, mess everything up, and you're just writing the book? Are you going to self-publish? Oh my God. Oh my God.
I might. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh my God. I need you to be so super honest with me right now, Frizz. Is this a blog?
I don't think I know what a blog is.
Are you publishing
it?
It
is for my published journals.
Oh, Jesus.
Can I lean into Mason and just whisper, since you are the investigator, maybe we can figure out how he time traveled here. If we figure out how, then maybe we can figure out how to send him back.
That's good. That's good. I like that way of thinking. Is it hypocritical that she's calling him out for a book deal when she's clearly doing this for a movie role? Is that the minutia we need to be getting into right now? Are we the bad guys?
She's going to throw over her shoulder. We are
not
the bad guys here. We did not mess this up.
Okay, I didn't think
it's
so.
Totally
I just
okay.
was making sure.
I understand.
I'm still.
She seems to at least have funding, which does seem to be different.
Okay.
I think
sounds good. So I will try to investigate on how he time traveled here. Is there?
Oh, okay, yeah. Your understanding of time travel machines is pretty minimal, so I'm going to leave this up to a card draw. Let's see if you can spot his mechanism.
Okay.
Is there a way that I could assist with this? Because it was like
absolutely.
I'm like, okay, we're doing it together.
If he brings you into this task, absolutely you can do it together. So it's going to be whoever of the two of you gets the higher card.
Well, it's not me.
I have a jack. It is you.
Oh, nice.
But it's
sadly
also not me.
Yeah. Also, yeah. So I have a jack compared to a 5 and a 3. So unfortunately, you guys are not able to identify his time travel mechanism. This doesn't stop the other two from doing the same later.
Yeah. So how I got here was by a pocket watch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you got here from a dream.
Yeah. That is true. So I look at Frizz. I'm like, are you dreaming? Is this a dream for you?
It was a dream. Now I think it's a nightmare.
Okay. Well,
you don't have to be dramatic.
That's the sleuthing I could do.
I think at this point, out of finally the camera crew has moved it so that way the light has disappeared. And
as they spun around, you got the whole room, and now you're finally like.
And in being the intelligent, wise historian that he is, Whiskers gets extremely angry at hearing the composite bow and looks over, and his fur begins to stand. Well, he doesn't have much fur; he's a Sphinx cat, but his hair is stands on his back, and he gets really angry. And he will use one of his magical abilities that he has, which is transforming into a humanoid form. It's still a cat, but a full-on 5'8". So he's closed because he has the kilt-like armor below, but he turns into more of a of standing on his hind legs cat and steps up, and he has more of this warlike Egyptian Pharaoh war presence steps up and grabs Frizz by the cloak or whatever he's wearing, like just goes around and pulls him close to you, and with his fangs just baring goes, you there, bring these bows. Composite bows was invented for another 1,000 years in a whole nother area of this world. You will undo what you've done, or you will face the wrath of the Pharaoh of Egypt. And try to kind of threaten him to do what he says and like have his claws out at the ready.
Just so I can picture it, are we talking like Idris Elba in Cats vibe? Like that kind of humanoid cat?
It would be, think of more like a like if like Tom from Tom and Jerry, like how if he were to stand fully up, and he's still like a cat, but he's fully like a cat person, but he's just more of like, cats can't stand on their legs like that, so he has stronger legs, and he's tall, like 5'9", 10, and all that. Not like looking like a human; he's still clearly a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elena gestures to Neville to like Scooter, like, get this shot. This is a good shot. Get in there.
Rolling.
And I would like to see if I intend to threaten him, like having my claws to his neck. It's like pulling his lapel close to me to get him to realize this and undo the damage you've done, or else.
I like it. So let's go ahead and do a draw to see if he reveals his time travel mechanism to you.
All right.
I've got an 8.
I have a Queen of Spades, and it has the what did we deem it? The boob, that ally.
Yep. So you get to draw another one and choose the better of the two. You're already winning, so you can only make it better.
A 5 of Spades. So does that go in the discard pile?
Yeah, all of those can go in the discard. All right. So fantastic. So with your Queen. If you must know, I've only got enough chronotons to get back to my time from here. If you want to fix it so bad, then go back and stop me, why don't you?
Oh, great. Okay. Hey, friends, I know he probably said that as like a throwaway line, but like, we can absolutely do that. We can just go back and stop him from coming here.
Wait, what?
This is not...
Wait,
hush.
what?
Yeah, he just... I mean, this is a classic villain move, right? He's monologuing, but he's telling us exactly what we need to do in order to defeat him. We just have to go back and stop him from coming here.
Can you control the way you travel through time?
Yeah,
Yeah, he said he only had enough croutons to send himself back once, so...
Right, but we're not him. We'll just go where he's. I think she's going to do the thing where she's like rapidly talking so much that like perhaps somebody will answer a question when they should not.
I love it. Okay.
Right. And she's like, right. So like he came here. He did the thing with the bows. He did the thing. He wants to write the book deal. So he's obviously got to get back. I'm sorry. Where were you from again?
The end of time.
Right. Yeah. So he's got to go back. We got to go back to the end of time. I'm so sorry. I forget. Because you're going to go back and publish this book that you have been writing so importantly. And they're going to want to read it.
In my published journals, yes.
Yes, in your published journals at the end of time. But like the location, like I know you're from time-wise from the end of time. Like, obviously we're all from different places, but like the location of it, it's like, where would we be?
There is only one location at the end of time.
Great.
After the dilation, it all comes... I've told you too much.
I know. After the dilation, and then there's only one place to go. So if we go there, it turns around from him. We go there and we stop him from coming here, then not only do we stop all of this stuff from happening, but then also nobody has to read his published journals. So I feel like this is like a win-win all around. You ready for a team-up?
Would he have the Quantatron device, something like on him? Would know that from that?
I think now that he's called it out, you can spot that he's got like a big bulge in his pocket or something. Or no, he's wearing Mesopotamian clothes, so we don't have pockets. He's got like a super obvious like bag that he's carrying around that he's been like really careful with. now that you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, I guess he has been really like guarded about that bag.
With like my cat-like nimbleness, can I grab it if I can still play on the queen that I had and like kind of grab him and says, "Do you mean this?" And kind of just have it in my hand, and tossing it up and down.
It's amazing.
Neville, get this.
How do you put that down? It's very important. If you break that, I can't leave, and you all want me to leave so badly.
Well then, what say, fellow time travelers? We have the means to put a stop to this escapade, this abomination to the timeline.
Wait, don't activate it here. Are you... I only have enough chronotons to get home once.
I'm going to pick up the vase that he made me put down and say, ready to dash? And then I'm just going to throw it at him.
Oh.
So that we can run out. He didn't want it to break.
He didn't want it to break. So, yeah, I think he goes to catch the thing.
Is this a pull?
We already know you're successful.
Okay.
So I don't think we're going to make this a pull.
Okay.
I think...
I was ready. I was like, we could pull it, see what happens.
I think I would like to play on both your time travel mechanism and Frizz's in this moment.
Oh.
Because you time travel through the power of scripting.
Yeah.
So, of course, when you exit a door is the easiest time for us to edit in your time travel.
Correct.
So...
ready to go.
Where do you guys go? Do you go back to when Frizz arrived in Mesopotamia, or are you going to Frizz's home timeline? Oh. And keep in mind, the gravity of the time jam, as we've called it this time, is going to try and keep you here.
Ooh. So you're saying it'll be harder to go to his time than to go back before?
He said that he only had enough to get back once for him, so he might be looking for his, what did you call them, croutons? So maybe, and he thinks that we're going back to his planet, so maybe if we just go back in time here and stop him here, he'll think
before he's given out all the stuff.
Yeah, he'll think we're going to his planet, so he'll try to catch us, stop us there, but we're actually here, so he'll get lost in time.
Love that. We just have to be careful how long we stay so that we don't run into ourselves.
Good point.
Right.
You did learn earlier he's been here for a few weeks, so you do have time if you did do that.
And I have an idea that will put a stop to him from when to make sure he doesn't cause any more issues in this time period.
All right. Well, then I think there should be a camera wipe to bring us back here.
So we camera wipe to that city over there 2 weeks ago.
What does it feel like to travel through time in a way that is not the way our characters travel through time?
That is a great question. It probably feels super weird. Given that you usually travel through beam, and I mean, who knows what Mason thinks time travel normally feels like, aside from a hangover and or confusion, just wild confusion. How does Whiskers normally travel? Like, do you have control over it, or is it just sort of like the gods have called you to this time?
Exactly. The gods, they open up the doorway, the Ankh appears, and he just gets pulled through. Like, it's not even that he walks through, it's just kind of, he gets like claws and then drags back whenever he doesn't want to go.
So this honestly might be more comfortable for you.
Oh, for Whiskers?
Yeah, because you just like go through a door and you're like, oh, we're in a different place now. Cool.
Yeah.
I would also say for flavor that you are all in slightly different clothes.
Oh, of course.
They are your clothes, but like just a little different. Just like.
And you all now have makeup for camera?
Yeah. You all look wonderful.
But it's like 30s makeup for camera, so it's like slightly color corrective.
Which looks insane on my like really pale skin.
Yeah.
If there's some sort of reflective surface when we arrive, Whiskers would definitely just look around, look at it, and just idolize himself. Just for a moment, he's very vain, so he just kind of just appreciates how beautiful he is at this moment right now.
There's just like a polished piece of metal that's the mirror for this location. Okay, so you've traveled back in time to when he arrived, and I think given that we've concluded the conflict, you've won at this point. So this is just putting a little button on our story before we call it a day. So how do you think you stop him at the moment that he's arriving? Like if you see him beginning to materialize, what do we think happens to him?
Well, I do look alien, and now I have terrifying 30s makeup on, so I think that I don't look good. I think I look kind of scary. So, and
you'd be great in black and white.
Yeah.
I'd be really good in one of the monster movies. And this is totally up to the gang. So if we don't like this, we can do something else. But I like the idea of like literally like jump scaring him to the past. He like steps out and is like, no. And then it's just like,
I love that.
Like the wrong timeline.
Yeah, that the idea that he would think he was in the wrong place, because why would you be there? Yeah.
Why would
jump scare him away
with the 1920s cinematic makeup be in ancient Mesopotamia?
And he couldn't go, and he can't come back because that was the last one. He used it because he got so scared, instinctively, like, and then he's back, and now he cannot return.
I think that's great. If everybody likes that, I think that's our final scene, is just the four of you standing in this place as Frizz Quilang steps out of his time portal. I think he does one of those like old school Star Trek wipes. There's clearly some glitter that's being swirled in a vial, and video of him is being superimposed over this other video to create the effect of his appearance. When he finally does appear, he's in just slightly a different pose than he was in the like materializing. It was a pretty good effect, but you know, it's still coming along. Yeah, so Frizz like shows up. He's like, "Ah, yes, ancient Mesopotamia," and he starts to like brush himself off before spotting you. Are you putting effort into looking extra scary?
No, this is a total happenstance accident, I think. Because I haven't looked in a surface. Like, I don't know what I look like. I just like feel makeup on my face, and I'm like, this feels weird.
I have a very important question for you, Stella, in this last moment. As Frizz appears, takes in the sight of you, do you scream when he screams?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the both of you scream. He falls backwards out of time. And I think you can all feel sort of the time jam as it releases. Since none of you have like a machine, maybe Mason doesn't feel it. But since the others of you sort of travel via instinct or, you know, things outside of your control, the three of you can probably feel this jam loosening its grip on you. Mason, I think your watch probably makes like a noise as something unjams. Do you, this is a question for you, there is no wrong answer, do you think that when the jam is cleared, your time travel just takes back over and puts you back where you were supposed to be traveling or back home? Let's make that our final question as we conclude.
Well, Elena doesn't travel back until after the rap party. I mean, obviously, like, we've wrapped the shoot, but there's still like important stuff to do.
We just invented a new way to make wine. It's lit.
Yeah. And so she's always like able to like, she stays in each place long enough to have like a drink and it's a little bit of socializing, which looks different, I think, in a lot of places. But I also think it's maybe one of the only times that she feels like she's not on camera. So like she like lets herself be like kind of decompress a little bit, truly. And then she, as an actress in the studio system, she doesn't get time off. So after that rap party, she travels by script to the next time jam. Whatever the next issue is.
Excellent. Ben, how about you? How does Mason exit this scene?
So I think as the time jam fixes itself, the little pocket watch that he found randomly on a case he was working on starts ticking again. And then you slowly see fog, smog, pollution, and you hear that riff of jazz again as he does wake up in an alley and like looks around, kind of like back, and then he like pulls out a cigarette, lights it, takes a puff, pulls out a little flask in his pocket, takes a sip, like kind of spits a little bit because it's hot because he was in the desert, and he looks down at his shoes and he sees that there's like his whole outfit is like dirty and dusty with sand and everything, but he takes a little bit of a sigh of relief and is like, I guess we gave Frizz his just deserts, and then walks off into the night.
And so Whiskers at that moment begins to sweat and then turns back into, again, like a poof of magical smoke, his full feline form, his regular cat form. And as the Ankh just randomly appears and there's a suction of air where he stands, he gets to pull back and he looks at everyone. Remember the name and thank and praise Pharaoh Biscuitarius Miarekim Ferenit, and he gets sucked in before the Ankh closes in. He then walks brilliant into a golden bridge that opens up to a doorway of an Ankh on the other side, hoping to go back home, but appears in yet another timeline where he has to continue to hope to find his home of ancient Egypt. And he sighs yet again and then pitter-patters to his next location.
Aixa, like the way that she came in, right? That like glittery, not glittery, like kind of that through a prism beam, that like really pale kind of rainbow starts to kind of shimmer around her. So she knows that it's like, time to go home. She can't really control it. It doesn't happen right away. So it's like a little bit of a very dramatic scene setting. So I'm envisioning her scaring off Frizz, not really understanding what happened, seeing all of the beam around her, and then turning around with her horrific face full of makeup and just waving her hand that she got most of the blood off and just saying, "It was lovely to meet you all. I hope we meet again." And then get beamed back up to Thruv, where I like the idea of getting beamed right back to the place where I was taken while I was with my best friend, who screams when he sees my face, and I scream when he sees when he starts screaming.
Yes. Amazing. Thank you all for joining me for this first adventure here in our hopefully long time together. Thank you all so much. And join us again soon for our next set of episodes. Stella Cheeks is at Stella Cheeks on Instagram and Bluesky. Sarah Moore is at Pixies and Pins on all of the social media channels and at pixiesandpins.com. You can also check out her Sarah's Table live streams on Twitch at Pixies and Pins. Omar Burgos is at Tailweaver. Check out his work on the Tale of D20's TTRPG channel. More information at ataleofd20s.com. Ben Banks is at DJ_Blindian on Instagram and SoundCloud. I'm Ansel Burch, and you can find me at The Indecisionist on all of the meta properties and on Bluesky. Special thanks to Cameron Avesk Davis for the song you're hearing now and at the beginning of the podcast. This has been an Indecisionist production. Go to indecisionist.com to find more of our work, including my monthly gaming event, TTRPG Pickup Con, and my other time travel podcast, Time to Party. As you travel at 1 second per second, take some time out for these intrepid adventurers. They may be in trouble, but only for the time being.